I was born in Delhi. I came to Pakistan at a very early age. We settled in Multan, did my initial schooling from Multan, then did my high school and my college from Sargodha, where my father was a professor of English. So I graduated in 1968. That was the second batch from Engineering University. Somebody asked me to join them as an architect of their firm, which they were starting as a partner. So I started working with them, worked with them for 7 years, did some reasonably good building. Then in 77, I separated from them and I started on my own practice, joined by another architect. And we had this practice called Suhail A, and we did lots of work for almost 20 years when we were together. And we did PF Academy Risalpur, a huge project, and a number of other projects. And in 97, 98, we fell apart. By that time, Fawad graduated and he became an architect, and he came and joined me. So we started this practice called Suhail and Fawad. A project which I think I'm very happy with is a project which was not humans, it was for horses. It's Polo Complex, and I think that is one project that I am, for its simplicity, for its stark simplicity, I like that project. I still take it as one of my best projects, other than a couple of other projects that we had done previously. So this is what my life had been. Now I've come to a point where probably I have worked for 50 years. I'm getting tired also now, doing all that. I wish I had the energy and the motivation that I can sort of go on the way I used to work previously, because there's so much that I would like to do, but it's not really. It's becoming difficult more and more. So now my partner and my son is going to take my legacy from this point onwards. I don't have any intellectualized philosophy, because I think it imposes and it sort of dictates. I would prefer to sort of do things in a very simple way. I would like to create spaces which are simple, which really don't have to have any philosophy in that way, because I think that intellectualized philosophy takes you towards monumentality. And in my architecture, I try to sort of stay as simple as possible. Well, I really don't have any signature style. Like I told you that I try and do simple architecture. I believe that simple is beautiful. My architecture, the architecture that I've been doing for quite some time now, is very cubist. I would try to sort of not embellish my architecture too much. I do forms which are simple. For me, the function of a building inside the building is more important than putting a envelope which is overdone. So my architecture comes out of the needs and requirements of my client, how he wants to use that building, and then try and sort of that sort of gives me my brand of architecture that I do. But it is I just cannot give any name to that. It would always go with the requirements of the client. I really have to sort of understand the word innovation in architecture because I strongly believe that any good architecture can be innovative as long as it's been done sensitively. I would prefer that we do a simple architecture, and I think what I do very simply, for me, it's more innovative than lots of innovative works that I see done by others. For me, comfort of the users of that building is the first thing that an architect must keep in mind. Modernity, you cannot escape modernity because, of course, over a period of time, so many technological advances, such a wide range of materials now available. If I have to rate them, then I would say comfort, aesthetics, and the last thing would be modernity. There are writers who inspire me, people like Faiz Ahmed Faiz, people like Ahmed Faraz. There are writers, other writers also. And but if we come to sort of the architects, I would say there are three architects. Some of the names may not be known here. Was Alvaro Siza from Portugal, Mitchell Jargula, of course, British Columbian American architects, and Legarita. Sometimes I take my references, my inspiration from the old buildings, and sometimes I do. I'm not even times I would say I would take my inspiration from some new buildings done by the architects, and sometimes that somehow the other sort of tells you how to sort of how the others are sort of taking architecture and taking it to another height.